And as the threat of Trump's tariffs loom, Canadians are rethinking their U.S. travel plans.
Joining us now to discuss travel trends is John Kirk. So thanks for being here. So let's talk about the adjustments travelers are in some cases making when it comes to heading south of the border. On social media, my feed and Jen's and a lot of us have been lit up with people saying, you know what, I'm either canceling plans or rearranging plans to go to the United States. Are you seeing that actually playing out?
Yeah, well, good morning. Thanks very much for having us on. And we're seeing that for sure. There's lots of chatter in private groups and Facebook groups within the travel industry. Travel advisors are reporting lots of cancellations for bookings specifically into the U.S. And for sure, consumers are changing their plans, thinking things through and looking at better ways to spend the dollar. So it's not just the tariff as well. I mean, obviously, the impact of the U.S. dollar, the declining dollar is of great concern to Canadians. So, you know, honestly, the recommendation that we have is speak to a travel advisor. Obviously, that's critical, and I think that's part of your whole planning process. But there's great deals that are out there now, and one of our big recommendations is that if you're planning for either this winter, which we all know Canadians need a break in the winter, and we're all very economically conscious as Canadians, is the term I like to use. But at the end of the day, there could be a thing that's called a currency surcharge that gets imposed occasionally from different suppliers in the Canadian market because of the impending U.S. dollar. So if you're looking at booking something, inventory is shrinking just because of the need to travel, but lock it in as soon as you can because you want to avoid any of those currency surcharges, definitely, because if they come in, they can get pretty pricey, particularly because of the U.S. dollar. So I'd be locking in any kind of vacation planning that you're thinking about doing now, and use a travel advisor and get insurance.
Yeah, absolutely. Speaking of insurance, there was a report earlier, John, saying that a lot of Canadian snowbirds, people from Quebec especially, that have homes in Florida or Arizona are selling off their properties because of the lower Canadian dollar and high insurance costs. But when it comes to travel, right now we're seeing this kind of boycott of American products going on. Do you anticipate that if this trade war does in fact happen, that we could see something in terms of Canadians boycotting American travel?
You know, I mean, I'm not a politician. I can't weigh in on how Canadians are going to react to the tariffs in terms of from a political perspective. But certainly, at the end of the day, we definitely see that Canadians are supporting Canadian products. But you know, here's the thing: unfortunately, trying to travel within Canada as a Canadian it's very expensive. You know, we were looking at some pricing for some hotels in Banff in June. It's $600-700 a night for one room. So, you know, that's part of the problem for traveling domestically within Canada. But there's so many options that are available throughout the Caribbean, through Europe, through Portugal, Asia, South America. Pricing is fantastic right now. And again, with the dollar being the way that it is, if you jump in now, lock it in, lock your pricing in, you're going to see the advantages of that throughout the remainder of the winter and into the summer travel periods as well.
Look further abroad. Okay, John Kirk, tell us again the name of your company. We apologize for that error off the top.
It's Travel Market Report.
Travel Market
Report.
Yeah, travelmarketreport.ca.
Thank you, John. John Kirk, thanks for the advice this morning. Appreciate this.
Thanks, John.
Okay, thanks for your time. Have a great day.
You too.